Hi guys, welcome back, welcome aboard, welcome home. Absolutely, depending on where your journey is in line with this channel. I'm glad to have you. In the middle of this beautiful thunderstorm here in the middle of the US, let's talk about what's up for this week. This week being, of course, the 28th of June through the 4th of July. So we are now firmly entrenched in retrograde season. We're coming off this full Capricorn moon, and we start this week with a Pisces moon. On Monday, a Leo Venus is in conjunct a Pisces Jupiter, right? So here's the key, right? Leo Venus, that's hot. Jupiter and Pisces in retrograde, that's like that water that you temper the super hot blade in, right? As such, be mindful of how you may be getting ahead of yourself, right? Be mindful of how your ego might be out of alignment with your heart. Just pay attention, right? Pay attention. On Tuesday, Venus and Mercury are semi-square, right? And that Pisces moon trines a Cancer sun and sextiles Uranus and Taurus, right? So be aware of how you may trip over your tongue or say something very blurty. Just be mindful, right? And that moon is also squaring Mercury. So you might also feel into that tripping over your tongue. So just be present, right, in your self-expression, whatever that looks like. On Wednesday, the moon opposes Neptune, right? So this is feelings and feelings. And then the moon opposes Pluto, right, which is in Capricorn in retrograde. And so be patient, right? This is your personal heart and desires meet your subconscious, right? And then you get jolted back into the here and now as that moon later moves into Aries, right? So be mindful of how you dive into those depths, right? With that Neptune and Pluto action from the moon. You get to amplify what you find in the depths, but be cautious, right, about what you're packing out. Because what you bring out in that Aries moon energy, especially with that energy from the day before, you're going to want to be patient, right? And really explore it before you throw it against the wall, because you need to know that you're going to like what sticks. Thursday, Mercury begins to come out of his storm, right? He is going to reach that pre-retrograde point. Yay. Also on this day, Mars, Leo Mars, is in opposition to an Aquarius Saturn. So that feeling of second guessing is going to be very strong, right? Yes, I would like to move forward, but actually, should I? Yes, I would like to put this into action. Is it the right thing to do? In addition, right, the moon is going to make some pretty big aspects to Venus and the Sun and Saturn and Mars and Chiron. So you're going to have an opportunity to explore the answer to what's in your way when it comes to second guessing, right? It's not just going to be a day where you pull up and hesitate. It's the day where you're going to dive into your reason, your rationale behind that hesitation, right? And so be ready to do that work, especially as Mercury regains his real forward motion. Well, we know that it's not real forward motion, but it's the appearance of his real forward motion. On Friday, Mars trines Chiron. In light of this week, the question on Friday is going to be, what direction are you actually going, right? That Aries moon is going to sextile Gemini and then square Pluto before going void of course, right? So I would recommend being cautious of what comes out of your mouth. Be cautious of what steps you choose to take, and be really mindful of what you say early in the day, because it might come back to bite you later on, right? Never said is a thing you don't have to apologize for, so just kind of be mindful. And then on Saturday, the moon moves into Taurus. All right, a little bit of grounding, right? And then sextiles Jupiter. So that's a kind of a beautiful respite for the rest of this week, especially considering that the sun is going to be in conjunct Saturn, and that Leo Mars is going to be squaring Uranus, right? And then later on in the day, that beautiful Taurus moon is going to square Venus in Leo. As such, make sure that the places where you're out of alignment with yourself, or going in the wrong direction, or feeling scattered, that you come back to presence. That Sun and Saturn is going to really require you to feel like you're walking your talk, not just talking it. And that Mars square Uranus is going to make you feel like you're bound by something that you perhaps don't choose to be bound by, or that you're kind of going off half-cocked, right? And with that Taurus moon, you're really going to feel that discomfort in either of those situations. So your best option is just to show up and be in the here for it mode, right? Just be present, especially with that Sun in conjunct Saturn, right? You're not going to want to make crazy moves that are out of alignment with what you're creating. And that Taurus moon is not going to allow you to do that, especially in that sextile Jupiter, right? You're going to feel that. And if you pay attention to that, as the moon squares Jupiter later on in the day, you're going to have access, right, to that inner and outer kind of sensual receptivity, right? Show up, be present, be there for it, right? And then on Sunday, wow. So on Sunday, that beautiful Taurus moon squares Saturn, sextiles the sun squares Chiron, the moon conjuncts Uranus, and then squares Leo Mars. Okay, so this is a day of emotional fireworks, right? This energy of Saturn, right? That are you sure? Are you certain? Is this really what you want? The sun, right? Our will, our ego, our destiny, how we shape our identity, our self-image. Chiron, that energy of healing. How healed are you? What is the state of your healing journey, right? Uranus, those sudden awarenesses, and Mars, the energy of really just putting it out there. So this is really a day for emotional fireworks, but you have the choice as to whether they are external emotional fireworks or internal emotional fireworks, and how explosive or implosive they may be, right? If you're in alignment with your state of healing, here's the thing, whatever it might be, right? If you just witness it as being perfectly okay with where you are on that journey, then you have nothing to be concerned with or feel like it is your trigger, right? Where are you in relation to those triggers? And if you just allow that part of your journey and realize that divine timing is your timing, then you don't have to worry about either steering clear from your own collateral damage or someone else becoming your collateral damage, which nobody really wants, right? Yeah. So that is this week. And next week we're looking at an 18-degree Cancer new moon. How exciting, right? I think that is exciting, to be honest with you. Definitely working on that home theme. But this is a week of always being in mindful awareness of your own dynamic tension, your own inner states. And if you can do those things and manage yourself successfully, then that midweek deep dive, right, what you bring back is going to be a beautiful awareness instead of some kind of tragic, apologetic, well, okie dokie then, scene drama that may come later. So let's check it out. Monday, right, we're talking about Venus in conjunct Jupiter and the moon in Pisces. So we've got the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, right? Four of Pentacles, that energy of knowing you're fully resourced, of having enough, of resisting the urge to be in hoarding mode, right? And the Ace of Wands, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous energy, right? This is that offering, acceptance with gratitude, and putting into action all of the new passion, all of the new inspiration, all of the new ideas, all of the new things that motivate you and create that juice, that reason for living, right? The things that compel you forward, invite you forward, right? Don't hold on to what has been, right? Don't hold on. Don't be afraid to explore the pattern, but don't get stuck there. Don't get stuck there. Always moving forward, right? That Leo Venus is not going to allow you to get stuck there. On Tuesday, we've got that Venus Mercury semi-square, right? So we've got another ace, right? This ace of being resourced, right? As we witness the moon trining the sun and sextile Uranus, you know, with a little bit of boost about don't hold on to the past. Don't keep your hands around something that's way back in history. Let it go. Let it go. Move forward, right? Move forward. Don't be moving so fast, right? That we talked about that Venus Mercury semi-square as the urge to speak too soon. You don't always have to tell your story, right? Move in silence. It's a real thing. You can keep your thoughts in your mouth while still acting on them. Right? You don't have to always be preloading your life in speech. You can preload it in your intention, in your feeling, in your state of desire. You can preload your life in many ways, still being in that state of full resourcedness. Move in silence, perhaps an option, right? Perhaps the safest option. And then on Wednesday, right, we talked about the moon conjuncting Neptune and sextiling Pluto, right, where our person meets the subconscious and then jolts us back into the here and now. We're talking about transition. We're talking about emotional turbulence, moving into that state of emotional calm. What's being offered to you? What is the divine handing you in terms of divine opportunity, brand new ways to experience life, love, resource? This is that divine offering. You have two aces and a two of cups. This is an emotional, brand new connectivity. It is divinely blessed, right? You are being ushered into a new era. So what you're bringing back from those depths, from those Neptunian and Plutonian depths as the moon moves into Aries, that's up to you. Again, you don't have to talk about it. You just have to know it. On Thursday, right? Mercury comes out of storm. We talked about this day, right? Mars is opposing Saturn. What is really in your way? How are your wounds perhaps in your way? We're talking about the Seven of Swords. This is, again, another card of deception. And we know that this is a card of looking back, right? The Seven of Swords, he's looking over his shoulder at states of confusion, at perhaps indecision. And these Five Swords are conflict. So how have your ideas created this conflict in you? How have you been unwilling to move forward in terms of your own emotional balance? This is another ace being gifted to you in terms of that emotion. How are you looking away from that? How are you, right? How are you keeping hold of your beliefs? How are you just sitting in your own state of blind unwitnessing, immobility, right? What is really in your way? That's what we talked about. What's really in your way? Well, guess what? There's always only one thing in your way, and that's you. On Friday, Mars trines Chiron, right? Which direction are you going? Which directions are you going? We have the World, which is about not just completion, but it's about integration. It's about cycles. It's about old and new. It's about moving away from the old state of whatever it was and moving in to something new, right? It's motion. And here we have the Eight of Cups, which is about moving away from things that perhaps have not brought you emotional fulfillment in the past, right? This is an echo of this entire day, which we talked about. This is about minding what you say early, right? And having the power to mine through, right, your own limiting beliefs as the moon sextiles Mercury and squares Pluto. Where is your power? How are you speaking? Where is your story, right, keeping you in the past, keeping you in your woundedness, keeping in your state of unhealedness, right? Mars trying Chiron. You're being offered options to move forward. Saturday, the moon moves into Taurus. The sun is in conjunct Saturn and Mars is square Uranus, right? So where are you out of line? Where are you feeling scattered, right? Here's the question. This is about, again, another card of divine blessing, of hope, of optimism, of wish fulfillment, right? This is all of those aces. This is that Two of Cups, right? This is all of this beautiful divine energy being offered to you. And as we have the Six of Pentacles, this is a card of balance, right? This is the minor arcana card of justice. So Venus, right? We're talking about Venus, which is squaring that Taurus moon. So where are you out of line? Where are you out of balance? And guess what? All you have to do is choose to be in balance, right? The sun is in conjunct Saturn. Where are you in your way? It's right there. It's being offered everywhere this week. So what do you have to give up? What beliefs do you have to give up to get where you want to go? Ooh, on Sunday, this is our emotional fireworks day, right? So we have the Five of Wands and the King of Wands. The Five of Wands is that card of the dance of disagreement, right? This is, nobody's actually hitting anyone, but by gosh, we look like we are, right? We're talking about Saturn, the Sun, Chiron, Uranus, and Mars. Emotional fireworks, internal versus external. What are you steering clear of? Well, the King of Wands is the master, right, of your inspiration, of your outward push of energy, of the way that you move through the world. That's what wand energy is. That's what fire does. It propels you forward. This king knows when to pull the plug on action, right? When to share, but also when to decide that it's time to go away from this kind of energy, this useless dance, right? The dance of disagreement. There is no point in that energy if it's not going to gain you anything, if it's not going to get you forward, if it's not going to get you moving toward what you're looking for in life. What are you actually doing? Well, I mean, you're just standing around dancing threateningly instead of actually just being in the state of your own power, and knowing that the emotional fireworks are not necessary, right? All you have to do is be in alignment with your own journey, which is the key to the whole week. So we're talking about holy, right? And we know that this is every single part of your journey is witnessed as that divine gift. We have a lot of divine gifts, all of it, right? But especially this week, as we have all these aces, we've got all these big majors. It's beautiful. So we have this fork in the road card, number 13. So let's talk about this. Look at that. He's all saddled up. He's ready to go somewhere, right? Parts unknown, destination not required. Fork in the road. Time to make a decision. Considering the consequences as you prepare to act. Owning up to your obligation to make a necessary choice, right? We see that everywhere here. Every choice has a consequence. You've arrived at a fork in the road and are being asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dreams by choosing left or by choosing right? Will you take the road less traveled or the one well worn by others who have come before you? This is your choice and yours alone to make. Circumstances and other people will not make it for you. Be present and do not avoid this junction, for it is an important crossroads. Take heart, as no matter which path you choose, you will have a rich and meaningful experience. Right? So the point is, there's no wrong choice. There's no wrong choice. There's only your choice. Right? Whatever you choose is perfect for you, but your experience is determined by the choices that you make. Do you choose to stay where you are? Do you choose to move forward? Do you choose to keep deceiving yourself? Do you choose to keep ignoring the emotional balance that is being offered, all the good things in life? Do you choose to create a new cycle of hope based on all of the gifts that the universe is giving you? Well, you get to pick. I will say we do have a Cancer new moon next week, and I would suggest that you get in line with what your idea of home is going to be, right? It's all right here. So that when we have that new moon, you can put those intentions deeply into effect, right? Other than that, guys, have an amazing week. And remember, moving in silence is never a bad thing. You are under no obligation to tell your story before you are ready. So, yeah, big blessings. Hang in. Yeah, see you next week.